Welcome to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprofit.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today we're talking mailbag questions. Again, our weekly episode we do on Wednesdays where we answer your questions. Today we're going to do mainly start, sit, a couple others. If you submitted a question to us and it's a trade question, look for tomorrow's episode and we'll have all your trade questions. Today's mainly going to be start, sit. We got a bunch of stuff here. We're going to jump right into this thing, Jeff. See what we got. First question comes in from Trevor. He says, is Mike Evans or Jamar Chase the better flex play this weekend? As Chase has shown his skill set very well, but Evans is always a good option. It's very true. Evans will have those up and down games. He's been pretty solid. Jamar Chase has been really good though. Jamar Chase is playing against the Lions, and Mike Evans is playing against the Eagles. I think I'm going Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean, like he said, they're both good options, but yeah, Jamar has been better, and I think he's more of the number one option on that team. You're going against the Lions, who can struggle pretty heavily. I would go him.
Yep, I think that's the way to go on this one. All right, Alex. Quick question here is TJ Hockenson or Dalton Schultz?
Tight end is always a tricky one to pick out.
So Hockenson going against the Bengals, Schultz against the Patriots. I'm still going to go Hockenson. I mean, I know he struggled a little bit, but Schultz has been solid. But I'm still going to go Hockenson.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. You look at the numbers, and it's if you wanted to go Schultz and ride the wave, I can't really blame you. I'm going to stick with Hockenson for at least one more week. I feel like I don't know. I feel like he will put up numbers in this game, but Schultz has been solid. He really has. I mean, it just shows you how, and I don't want to like crap on tight end so much, but we do all the time. So I will, but I mean, right now he's ranked I think 4th overall tight end. I mean, he's been good, but it's more of because no one else has been good, buoyed by, week 3 when he had a large game of 2 touchdowns and 80 yards. So I feel like it's week to week, and I still like Hockenson a little bit better.
All right. Sam Turner asks, who should I start at flex? All right. Get ready, Jeff. There's a lot of names. Okay. Here we go. Who are you starting at flex? Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Brandon Cooks, Odell Beckham, Zach Moss, Tony Pollard.
Oh man, the who's who of. All
right. So
yeah,
there's a lot to unpack here. So let's do it. Maybe we do it by position first, because there's running backs versus wide receivers. So let's just say wide receiver wise, or let's say running back wise. Zach Moss, Tony Pollard. You're picking Tony Pollard probably, right? At this point,
I am.
Right. And so Tony Pollard looked good. I mean, not everyone's going to not everyone's going to rank it that way. I'll say that, but I feel
Zach Moss has been better than I like to. I want to give him credit for, but he has been very good. But
I want to go Tony Pollard. Honestly, that's just where I'm going to go. What I've seen, I think he looks good. He's a better player.
He looks very good. And I think they put up similar numbers. Zach Moss, if you want to go for like if you think he's going to have that TD game where you're going to get the at the goal line kind of carries, fine. But right now I like Pollard's overall game. I think he's really showing out.
All right, then we got a bunch of receivers. So, okay, let's talk about some of them. Henry Ruggs playing at Denver, Brandon Cooks playing at the Colts, Odell Beckham playing against Arizona, and Devontae Smith playing against Tampa Bay. You know what? I would actually pick Devontae Smith.
I was hoping you were going to say that. They're going to need to put up numbers, so you're going to have to throw. And Devontae Smith has been showing more and more and more. I do like that pick. It hurts because you're like, how do you not like where? I guess where in that does OBJ actually rank for you? I don't know why he's the one that I'm focusing on, because I think all these guys they have their moments where you're kind of like, oh, they could be something.
At this point, how do you play Odell until they actually do something? He's probably 3. It's probably Smith, Cooks, Beckham, Ruggs for me. It's probably
I agree. Even Ruggs. I mean,
Ruggs is
Ruggs could have a long touchdown. I don't like where they're at as a team right now. it's going to be a new head coach and whatnot. So I'm going to stay away from that situation altogether. But yeah, I agree. I think OBJ would be number 3, and Brandon Cooks has been solid, but
it's
yeah. So
okay. So then Devontae Smith or Tony Pollard.
Yeah, if we can only pick one, I go. No, I'm actually going to go for the upside, knowing that Tampa Bay is probably going to put a lot of points on the board. I'm going to go Devontae Smith.
I'm going to go Smith too. And Tampa, like, if the weak part of their defense is their secondary, so they're going to have to try to pass on them. So yeah, go Devontae Smith. All right, next up, Chase says, do you start Jacoby Myers or Sterling Shepard? So here we go. Jacoby Myers playing against Dallas, and Sterling Shepard is playing, if he plays, which we don't know if he'll play. If he does play, he's playing against the Rams. I'm going to go Jacoby Myers just because I don't know what Shepard's going to do. Even if he does play, I mean, what's he going to get now with Tony? There's another person there. So
yeah, I mean, that one, it all depends on who actually plays, right? Because there's a lot of injuries on that team. If it's only him and Tony, you saw what Tony was able to do. I'm not saying that Shepard is going to do that, but you know that all the playmaking ability is going to be with those two guys. Jacoby Myers has been serviceable, but he hasn't caught a touchdown yet. I really don't like their passing offense.
He hasn't caught a touchdown in his career.
Is that true?
It's true. Yeah.
Go figure. So for me, I actually, if Sterling Shepard is healthy and it's only going to be those two, like Galladay is still going to be out, Saquon's going to be out, I would actually go Sterling Shepard but it's a toss up. So I guess we split on that one, but.
All right. How about Sean? Do you start Kirk Cousins or Joe Burrow? Burrow's going to play at the Lions, Cousins at Carolina.
No, I probably go Burrow.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Burrow too.
The Lions
I don't know. I don't know either. We think of the Lions.
The Lions have not been
as
they haven't been as bad as we thought they were going to be.
I mean
they're 0-5, but but their defense hasn't given up as many points.
I would still probably play Burrow. I'm still probably playing Burrow in this one.
Yeah, I think I would too.
All right, Holden Baker. This is an interesting one. Okay, who's the big? We got to do some thinking. Who's the best streaming running back option? He has some bye weeks. He says, he has Kamara on a bye week, Pitts on a bye week. So I'm going to throw out some names. Let me pull up a list. I should have had this ready.
Sure.
Let's just think. I mean, streaming running back, that's not really the business you ever want to be in, but sometimes, it's where things go, right? At this point of the year.
We did have a couple of names on the waivers. That would be the question. Were you able to grab one of those guys?
Devontae Booker, right? Without Saquon, Devontae Booker's out there, if that's what you can get, sure, that's what I'd probably play streaming wise. I'm pulling up this list here to see who else is out there that's maybe like 50% and under running back, or 60% under, because we talked about 40 and under on our waiver wire list. So yeah, Darrell Williams, Devontae Booker, those are going to be your best bets, right? I would think. So Darrell Williams, we didn't talk about him on the waiver show because we were talking before the Chiefs game, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out now. He's on IR. So Darrell Williams is going to have to step in there. So
yeah,
you got Darrell Williams, you got Devontae Booker. If you get one of those, great. Like that's what you would like. Khalil Herbert, that's maybe a little more desperation play. But all right, if you're going 60% and under.
I mean, we say that, but he got 18 carries last game.
Yeah.
I mean,
we just don't know exactly.
Chicago, they're trying to figure out what to do when Montgomery's gone. I don't think that's a bad play, especially when you're looking, especially when you're looking for that guy that's going to fill the position. They're splitting between two guys at the moment. I don't think that's a bad play, truly.
Well, and I don't know who's going to be available in his league here, but if you're like even in that 40 to 60 range, like Alex Collins at about 55%. If we don't know Chris Carson's status, Alex Collins could be a plug-in for the week. Kenneth Gainwell, maybe you get a touchdown, right? I don't love that one at all, but maybe you get something. And after that, like,
what do you think about Stevenson on?
Yeah, so Stevens, I don't know. It doesn't seem like Damien Harris is hurt as bad. I don't know how. I don't trust that one, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. There's pretty much all these other options I'd be wanting to go ahead of them.
I'm trying to find people that have double-digit carries, right? And he had at least he had 11 last week, but I feel the same way as you do.
I just don't trust it. So not at all. But yeah, those are some of the names: Herbert, Williams, Booker. Maybe if Alex Collins is there, Gainwell if you want to be a little risky. Those are the kind of names you're going to be stuck with. So try. I mean, at this point, honestly, I don't know if I have one that I like. Probably Booker would be my favorite just because he should get most of the work. And that's about it. After that, you're just kind of taking a shot anyway. All right. Next up.
What do you think about Rojo? He's getting dropped. He's getting dropped in more and more leagues. If you're desperate, is he someone that at least get touches,
if you're desperate,
are you off of him?
He'd be like the Gainwell level to me.
Okay.
I'd still want most of those other guys ahead of him. Pretty much all of them except Gainwell. All right. Pete asked, pick 2 receivers out of 3. Pick 2. We got Mooney. We got Antonio Brown. We got T. Higgins. Mooney, Brown, Higgins.
I still like Brown and Higgins.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure. Brown and Higgins all day for me on that one. I think it's pretty simple. All right. Dr. Gauthier says, I lost Saquon and Juju this week. Need to pick 2 out of this group. At least one needs to be a running back. So there's some receivers. So he needs to pick 2 guys. So 1 running back and 1 other, right?
Okay.
So let's look here. Let's talk about the running backs first, I guess.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams, Devontae Booker, or Chuba Hubbard if McCaffrey's out again.
If McCaffrey's out, I go Chuba.
Yeah, so I would go with him for sure. That's safe. That's pretty simple. You're going to go that way. So out of Williams and Booker, if Chuba's out, I'd go Booker.
I go Booker.
All right, so we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
The wide receivers, there's 2 receivers. It's Mooney or Rager. So basically, it's going to be Mooney over Rager, I'm guessing.
So, I would go Mooney over Rager. So if McCaffrey's out, I'm assuming that we would start both the running backs.
Well, yeah, if McCaffrey's out, you pick Hubbard and you pick Booker. No, without a doubt, it's easy.
If McCaffrey's plays, in there, then you do Booker, Mooney.
That's Jamal Williams gets some work though.
Over Mooney?
Yeah, I don't know. He really does. He gets some work.
I mean, he does. Let me pull up his numbers too. I just want to double check. It's always
it's a low upside play though. It's a very low upside play.
I mean, last 3 games, 12 carries, 14, 13. He'll get you about 50, 60 yards on the ground. You get a couple of grabs. He has very low touchdown success.
It's low upside. Yeah.
But you're looking at, I mean, if you're in standard scoring, you're looking at, 6-7 points, and that's relatively safe. Mooney, obviously the upside play, but he could end up with nothing. So I guess that is the question you have to ask yourself. I think I would probably play Mooney. Yeah, that's where I would go.
Yep.
Just in case Justin Fields decides
I'd probably go Mooney. It's too. Williams is just very low upside. I don't love it. All right.
I love him as a player though.
I am one of a kind, says, do I start Keenan Allen, Devontae Smith, or Brandon Cooks? And I'm still going Keenan Allen here for me. It's Keenan Allen over Devontae Smith for me. Brandon Cooks is below him. And then one more question. We already had this question earlier. TJ Hockenson or Dalton Schultz? And we went with Hockenson. So a couple people asking the same Dalton, or that just shows Hockenson might be falling a little bit. All right. Then Heat R6 says, is it okay to start Emmanuel Sanders and Dawson Knox in the same lineup, or is it too risky? I'm saying, it's perfectly fine if Sanders is who you got to play. There's more risk involved sometimes having the same team, but that Buffalo team is so good right now. They're all it's so good. They're ridiculous. Like you want all the Bills you can get, I think, at this point. It's like the Chiefs were last year, a couple years. It doesn't hurt to have more of those guys.
Yeah. And it's not quite the same thing, but no. I start Hunt and I start Chubb on the same team because I know they're going to run and get enough volume. I think it's the same thing. And truly, if it was 2 wide receivers, maybe you're playing kind of that who is going to score a touchdown thing. But with tight end too, it's so shallow that, I mean, who else are you going to get to play? I don't think you have to worry. When you're playing tight end, you don't have to worry about team. You're just playing the best possible guy you can get, right?
Yep, pretty much. All right, let's see here. What do we got next? All right, next we're going to move. I think we're done with start sit questions. Yeah, we're going to move into some other questions here. So, all right, another question from Dr. G. He says, who are we using our number 1 waiver priority on this week? Kadarius Toney, Darrell Williams, or Devontae Booker. He says, I'm balanced at both wide receiver or running back. I'd be flexing whoever I end up getting. So for me, it's Toney. I know the running backs. They're solid right now, but I want Toney. He has that potential to be. Honestly, I just keep seeing. I see Odell Beckham, rookie Odell Beckham, when I see this. That's what I see. So it could be that kind of upside. If last week was real, that's the kind of possible upside you get. So
yeah,
I don't. It might not be there.
Take it. Yeah, I don't think it's close either. I think you go Toney because of the upside. If you're balanced, you're in a great spot. You take the most talented guy off the board, and right now it's definitely him.
Like I don't want people to go to like Sam. It's not too crazy. I'm not going nuts. Like it is Odell Beckham, but
I don't want to go to the.
You just don't. I mean, it's not that necessarily, but this is I haven't seen much like him since like there hasn't been a rookie that has looked that good. Yeah, his numbers. Funny thing that those numbers were better than any. I believe bigger than any Odell Beckham game his rookie year, which is crazy to think. At least for catches and yards. No,
yeah, he just had the highlight touchdown, big play.
Well, let me pull. I'm going to pull some Odell. I'm just trying to see Odell.
Yeah. I was just say I hate making that comparison because OBJ was so dominant in his rookie year, and I do get it though. He came off an injury.
Well, he had more yards.
Yeah. Yeah, and they happen to be on the same team, so I know people are going to be like, oh, they're just. Well,
so the yardage was more than any yardage that Odell had in a game, right? But Odell did have 12 catches in 2 games. Wow, Odell rookie. Okay, never mind.
Odell was ridiculous. Like, and that's why I said I don't want to go too crazy on that. But Toney, if he ended up having a 2-score game, which is not out of the realm of possibility with all the injuries that are occurring. That's what's going to be thrown at him. I do think it's a little unfair. I don't think he's quite the caliber OBJ was,
right?
But he's up there. I mean, we have seen some rookies. I mean, who else was in that? I mean, Mike Evans and him, Landry. He would fit in there really nicely, and I think his upside is huge compared to the other running backs that you named.
You know what? I'm going to go off a tangent. I got a list of Odell Beckham rookie numbers. This is crazy. So he started the year slow when he came in week 5, 4 for 44 touchdown, 2 for 28, no touchdowns, 4 for 34, but 2 touchdowns. Then he went 8 for 156, 7 for 108, 6 for 93, 10 for 146 and 2 touchdowns. I think that was also the game he had that crazy catch. 7 for 90, 11 for 130 and a touchdown, 12 for 143 and 3 touchdowns, 8 for 148 and 2 touchdowns. And he ends the year with 21 targets, 12 catches, 185 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, those are stupid numbers.
No wonder I won the title that year. At least I think I won the title that year.
I mean, yeah, they're ridiculous. You don't see that so often. And I can't believe it. When you're throwing at a rookie 20, I mean, anyone, if you're throwing at anyone 21 times, I don't know if you even have a game plan. The game plan is he's so good right now that he will get open. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's why I don't want to be like,
maybe not Toney. Maybe Toney's not that bad.
But a step below that is still pretty damn good.
Right, exactly. All right, here we go. Jay asks, is the Dallas offense matchup proof from from quarterback to tight end? So Dak, Zeke, Cooper, Lamb, Schultz, are they matchup proof? I don't really think they're that. I don't think they're matchup. They're good, but there would be a couple matchups where I wouldn't maybe want to. You're going to play Zeke, though. You're always going to play Zeke. You're always going to play Dak, most likely, right? Yeah, you're pretty much. Schultz is the only one
for him.
Yeah, Schultz is the only one. I would think that's maybe not matchup proof, but even then, I might just play him because tight end's not that great. Yeah, you know what? They pretty much are matchup.
They are. Yeah, I was going to say. I think they are kind of matchup proof.
They pretty much are.
Right now, they are. Yeah.
You might have a couple lower weeks from some of the guys, but you're playing Tony Pollard. You could even play Pollard on some weeks, but that's different. But yeah, they pretty much are. All right, here we go. Eric says, will we ever get week 1 and 2 Hawkinson again? I sure hope so.
You will. It will be up and down. I mean, that's what we found out. The passing offense has not got his footing yet. Everyone knows he's the go-to guy. They're the one they want to get the ball to. He will have games where he does really well, but I don't know if he'll have a crazy game. I see a lot of 80-yard games from him from here until the end of the year. And then, 1 out of 3 games, he might catch a touchdown. Yep. That's kind of how I see it.
All right. Kasprowski says, I need a quarterback since Russell Wilson is hurt. Jeff, I know you know the feeling.
You and me both, buddy.
It says waiver wire options. This is probably going to sound familiar.
Yeah.
At least a couple of these guys. Waiver wire options are Tannehill, Heineke, and Tua. We don't know if Tua is for sure back, but Tannehill, Heineke. So we're going to say for sure Tannehill and Heineke over Tua, right? Even if Tua is back. So Tannehill, Heineke. It's probably some of the stuff you're looking at right now, Jeff. To me, it's a pretty clear number one this week. It's Taylor Heineke because he's going against Kansas City, and Kansas City has just been brutal. And Tannehill's going against Buffalo. You don't want that. You don't want Tannehill against Buffalo. You do want Heineke against Kansas City.
Here's the thing. Because we don't know how long he's going to be out. We assume it's going to be, have we heard anything more before I shoot my mouth off? It's going to be multiple weeks, though. That's what it sounds like, right?
It's going to be long. This could be a while. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, I heard the shortest
2 months. Yeah.
Okay. I heard the shortest was going to be like 3 weeks at one point, and I was like, I'm not sure if that's true. But even with that, if you have the spots available, because that'll be the question is like, do you hold on to Wilson? Do you have an IR spot? That's going to be a whole nother thing. If you can grab both of those guys right now, that is what I would try to do, because first of all, one plays KC and then the next one plays KC, if I'm not mistaken. And I think those two guys you can go between and probably have a pretty decent starter. And at least you have your next 2 weeks figured out. Not everyone can do that because you don't have enough bench spots. If you don't, grab Heineke, worry about this week first, and then move on from there.
And Wilson, the latest news was, the initial news was 6 to 8 weeks. The latest news was he's going to try to come back in 4 weeks, which would be he'd miss 3 games in a bye. So that's
what I heard you.
Yep. So best case looks like a month, but we'll see. All right. Next question says, is it time to give up on the idea that Tannehill is a top 12 quarterback this year? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Both of us immediately were like, yeah, I'm pretty over it. Yeah. I will say this. I desperately want to believe they will get back there. AJ Brown and Julio both have to get healthy, and some team has to stop Henry, or he has to get banged up. That's the only way it's going to go, because right now Henry is so dominant. But if Julio and AJ Brown come back and they sort their ailments out, he'll return to form. I don't know if he's ever going to get back in the top 12, because there are some quarterbacks just balling out of control. Will he get back to the place where I feel safe starting him? Sure. But there's so many guys. I mean, you saw how many people went for 40 or above last week. You're about to see some crazy stuff happen with the quarterback. So even though he was safe, and that's what we liked about him, that might not be enough anymore.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Dan Carrasco says, at this point, I'm sick of Calvin Ridley. Should I drop him, hold him? I don't know what to do. Don't drop him.
No, I mean, trade him if you can get something for him.
It depends on what go shop him, see what you can get. It's still, at the very least, if you're going to drop him, at least trade him for like a handcuff or Tony or something. I mean, anyone that you think might give you some return, or even someone that has 2 QBs that might be better than yours. There's got to be someone that is like willing to say, I'll take a risk on Ridley, and they don't have to give up anything that would hurt them too much. Yeah, but no, I honestly, what I would probably suggest is you just hold him.
Hold on. I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's too worthwhile when he's hitting. And I think that there's definitely time to turn it around. And once again, health and all that.
Yep. All right. Final questions of this episode. We'll get the trade questions again. If you've had trade questions, you haven't heard your question yet, make sure to tune in to tomorrow's episode. We'll get your trade questions. Here we go. Final question of today's show. Brother Coffee Bean. He says, with the injuries to Daniel Jones and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, what should I expect in regards to their return? So Daniel Jones was pretty wobbly last week after that hit. I think he'll be back this week, most likely. More than like if for some reason he's not able to, clear protocol, it's just gonna be a 1 week thing. He'll be back before that, but he'll be back, I'm sure. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, it looks kind of like I've heard 3 to 4 weeks. I've also heard maybe 4 to 6. So it's in that same range, probably 3 to 6. Could be anywhere from there, right? 3 to 6 weeks as of right now. It's I think an MCL sprain is what I heard. So they can, normal they say is 4 to 6, but NFL players, you just never know. Some get back quicker than others. So yeah, that's not great. It's not great for the Chiefs in general. That's kind of been struggling a bit. They're 2-3. So all right, some other stuff from Brother Coffee Bean. looks like he has some guys coming back from IR on his team here soon. So he might have to make some decisions. He says Fitzpatrick's hopefully going to make a return. Maybe, yeah, Heineke, if Fitzpatrick gets healthy, I wonder how that is going to play out with Heineke. That's going to be an interesting situation if Fitzpatrick just gets the job back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's going to I don't know if he would be putting up numbers better than Heineke. I think all it does is muddy the waters a bit.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, but either way, if he gets Fitzpatrick back, Judy's going to come back, it looks like, for him too soon, which he'll end up having some spots. So he said, so it ends up being, if I pick up Fitzpatrick, he'll need to trade Darnold, Gallup, Johnson, all these guys. So just think about that. Would you rather have Darnold or Fitzpatrick, though? That's really the key here. If you would have to pick up Fitzpatrick, get rid of Darnold, would you rather have Darnold?
This is where I feel like a Darnold hater. I believe in what Washington is doing a little bit more than I believe in the long term of what Darnold is. Darnold did very, very well, but I think I would go Fitzpatrick. I don't know. That's just me, though.
I think I'm with you. Obviously we have to know that Fitzpatrick's the starter.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you have to know for sure before all of this gets put into place, right? Because Darnold will be the guy when he comes back. We don't know that for Fitzpatrick for sure. Heineke could hold on to it. Fitzpatrick is an older quarterback that has been, around the league. They might just say, hey, we're going to let the young guy take us, throughout the year. That could very well happen.
Yep. So then let's see. So he says he might have to trade some people if he gets Fitzpatrick. So would you try to trade Darnold, Gallup, Johnson, get a running back? I don't know what kind of running back you can get for those guys, but I'd group them all up. I'd put them all together and try to get something, right? Because right now he has Clyde Edwards-Helaire hurt. His running backs are Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Latavius Murray. So he wants some more depth there, right? You probably do. If you pick up Fitzpatrick and Darnold, Gallup, Johnson, I would try to package them all and get something. Something is, I'm not exactly sure.
I have no idea what you could trade those guys for.
I'm going to look at some names here. It's going to have to be down the board. I honestly don't really know, because David Johnson's not great, but you want better than David Johnson, right? So it depends on how long term. There's really not a lot of options. There's just not going to be a lot. I mean, can you book them to put it together, get Booker? I don't know. Probably not. It's kind of hard, to be honest. But
none of those guys have. They don't really have immediate value.
No,
who are they again? So Darnold, obviously QB. Who did you say Williams? Is that Jamal?
No, he has Jamal Williams, but he would try to trade David Johnson and Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup is actually going to be able to come back in
Gallup
some point here.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything, and I don't know anyone that would take a bunch of them. I don't see a whole lot of value there for them. If you're in a deeper league, maybe. But I would take, any one player that you like. I would just give them whoever they want.
Just try to group them all together.
Yeah.
So, all right, there we go. There's start, sit, and some other stuff for you for today. Once again, if you didn't hear a question, tune in tomorrow. We'll have some trade questions for you. Talk to you guys then.